The sun is messing my eyes up. So 2023, if you've been planning to come to Qatar, then this is the right video for you. I'm sure you've asked yourself a lot of questions, which includes if you're working in Qatar, some of the advantages or some of the benefits that one can get if you're working in Qatar. So I think lately most people are very lucky, because in our days or in our times when we wanted to come to Qatar, we didn't have a lot of people doing YouTube, you know, so we didn't even get much information, and we decided to step out of our comfort zone to, you know, leave our country, leave our family, leave everything right there and come into Qatar and work. So if you've asked yourself, why do you want to work in Qatar? Probably because of the benefits that comes with it. But ask yourself again, these benefits that comes with working in Qatar, can't you earn this same benefit in your country? Well, that is if you have a job in your country. So yeah, let's delve straight into today's video. So my name is Malik Sterling, and if you are new on this channel, kindly make sure to subscribe, press on that red notification button down there. Get conversative in the comment section. If you need any help that is not above me, I mean, I can help you with it. Lately, I've seen most of my viewers coming into my DMs on Instagram asking if I can provide them with a visa. Please, I'm not an agent, and I don't work with any agency, and I don't know how you can get a visa. Like, I mean, I know how to get a visa, but I can't get you a visa. I could only lead you and give you the steps on how you can get a visa, but don't come into my DM and be telling me that you're going to pay me for my services. Like, I should get you a job in Qatar and you pay me for that. Please, I'm not that kind of person. So now, talking of benefits in working in Qatar. Now, there are no much benefits in working in Qatar. It's just like working in your country. There are, but just that in Qatar here, your job is promised. That is one of the benefits. Like, it's promised for sure, unless you do something, you know, something funny and you get your ass kicked out of your country. I mean, your company. But aside from that, if you plan to stay in Qatar for as long as you want, yes, you can stay here. So now I've listed a few things over here. I asked most of my friends if they could help me with some of the benefits that they are getting from their company. You know, most of the things that I put out there, I don't want to get them from the internet, because internet is just right on the internet, but you know, with experience, people that are on the ground, so they can give you the real deal, the real fact on the ground. So now one of the benefits would be low crime rate. So now we know that Qatar here should this even be part of the benefits of working in Qatar? Well, I guess so, because working in Qatar here comes with few benefits. So if you're working in Qatar here, you can expect low crime rates. But then again, okay, so let me share this story. Not because okay, so in Ghana we have a proverb which goes like, because you know there is no thieves around, don't sleep with your door open, right? So it's just like that. Don't expose yourself. Don't give yourself chance for the devil to you know come into your house. It's just like that. So just because they said low crime rate doesn't mean there is no crimes over here. Of course, they have jails and prisons over here, so probably there are crimes here, but you know, it's been how should I put it? So I've left my items like twice in an Uber. The first one was in a Karwa taxi. I left my booklet in a Karwa taxi, and I never got it back till now. That was back in 2019. I left it until now. I haven't gotten it back. And also there was just, I think last 2 weeks, last 2 weeks, I left. So I was with someone who left. I was with someone. Ooh, she fell. I was with someone who left their phone in the Uber, and guess what? The Uber driver didn't want to return the phone. He deliberately decided to run away with the phone. So how can you tell me there is no crime here? Like, he literally decided to keep the phone, right? So we got to the bottom of it. Yeah, we took his car number. Luckily for us, we were able to retrieve his car number. We took him to the police station, and finally we got our phone. And guess what? When we got the phone, he was interrogated. They asked him why he didn't want to return the phone. He said, oh, why did he even switch off the phone, right? So because we kept on calling and he didn't want to answer the phone, and finally he switched off the phone. So when we got to the police station, they asked him why he decided to switch off the phone, and he said, me close mobile, so tomorrow me take office, unnecessary defense. Like, he was trying to defend himself, which I find, you know, like, at that point, I wish this was in Africa. I would have slapped him like 3, 4, 5 times already. But this is Qatar. It's against their rules and their laws. You can't fight, basically, even in the police station. Like, you can't even fight outside, let alone to fight at the police station. So yeah, the fact that there is low crime rates here doesn't mean it doesn't happen at all. It happens all the time, but just that maybe you and I are very lucky and it hasn't happened to us yet. So if you're working in Qatar here, low crime rate, it's a 50-50. It's a self-defense. You need to protect yourself. Okay, so again on the list is so there's one thing that this is, well, now this varies. This depends on it varies from different people. So ever since I came to Qatar, I've learned to be independent, right? Independent as in learning how to survive on your own, learning how to be yourself, learning how to survive. That is the independence that I'm talking about. So if you're working in Qatar, yeah, this is not a benefit that your company is going to give to you. This is something that you benefit from just living alone here. I know most people live here, or most people came here with their families, or probably their families are already here. They came to join them. So maybe these people might not know what I'm talking about. But for those of us that left our families, our sweet families home, our sweet beds back home, and we decided to come here, trust me, we've learned a lot. Experience is the best teacher, trust me. So again, on the list will be, so if you're working under a company over here, health insurance, your health card is just free, because as soon as you get here, I don't know, but I've spoken to some few people who are like, their company is not providing health card for them, which I find it very disturbing, because when you get here in your first year, I think in the first 6 months, you get your identification card, that is the QID, right? So after getting your QID, they definitely need to get you a health insurance. So even if you don't have one, it's not expensive, or it's not difficult to get yourself, I was about to say driving license. It's not difficult or expensive to get yourself a health insurance card. So you can probably get yourself one from Hamad, any of the Hamad branches, or yeah. So that is also one of the benefits. So also, you don't get to pay for transportation to work, right? It depends. So, okay, so this is something that I've always wanted to talk about, but for some reason I'm just holding on. I just want to talk about the freelance visas, but for some reason I'm not going to talk about it now. We'll just leave it for some other day, because I've also had a lot of people asking how to come to Qatar with a freelance visa. And please, I've told you a couple of times and severally, I'm not an agent. I don't know how to get you a visa. There are a lot of YouTube channels out there. I mean, people who are doing YouTube here in Qatar who can help you get a freelance visa. So yeah, that is just about that. So if you're working in a company over here, some of the benefits that comes with it is free accommodation or free apartment. Because trust me, renting over here can be mind blowing. Trust me, because okay, it's okay if you want a bed space, but bed space, one thing about bed space, renting a bed space, is that you might be in a room, just a single room with 10 people, right? And this 10 people, everyone has different working schedule, right? So let's say I'm working 6 a.m. in the morning, the other guy beside me is working 9 a.m. in the morning. So the time that I'm waking up and preparing for work, this guy might probably be sleeping, and I'll be disturbing him. So this is one of the reasons why renting space is not really, it's not for a long term. Like if you just go here and maybe you came on a freelance visa and you don't have a place to, lay your head, then you can go for a bed space. But aside from that, if you are coming in here with a company, the company is definitely going to give you a sleeping place, like a place to lay your head, and also transportation from conveying you from workplace, from your accommodation to your workplace, and back from your workplace to your accommodation. So yeah, it's because trust me, Uber can also be very, very expensive over here, even if you are being given transportation allowance. Yeah, most of my guys have been given transportation allowance, but it's still eating them up. It's not that convenient. So again, so last but not the least, is tax free. Qatar here, even if you go to the bank and you take, let's say, 5,000 riyals today, and you are expected to finish paying it in the next couple of years, you're still going to pay 5,000. This is how this country is being structured. Like, it's so beautiful, right? So let's say you're coming from your country and they give you a contract. So let's say your salary is 5,000 or 6,000, just as you've been promised. When you get here, this is exactly what you're going to get. There is not going to be like, yes, it's 5,000, but you need to pay, or you need to be deducted this amount, you need to this, you need to that. No, just as you've been promised, it's exactly how much you're going to get. Like, that is all, because you're not going to be deducted, or they're not going to deduct you for taxing or any of this sort. So it's a good thing. And also one more thing, since this country is an Arabic country, I know most people are thinking about the language barrier. They're thinking that it's going to be very difficult to communicate with people up here. But trust me, even the Arabics are learning to speak English. Even they might not be the right English to communicate, but at least the basic ones for you to understand. It's just all about communication, right? So if they can understand each other and communicate, yeah, that is the best thing to do. Yep. So yeah, I think this will be the end of today's video. If you liked today's video, if you like today's video, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and yeah, keep in touch, stay safe, and I love you.